feel like you're going to make like another point. I just want to get because I'm still not agreeing to the amount of entities that you're positing is like me and you both fundamentally agree. Can I just like please first get on that, and then you can like finish with the point. And I'm sorry that I interrupted you. I just like want to finish that claim first.
You're chilling, bro.
Okay. So thank you. So basically, um, to get on to that point, I don't agree, right? Because like, of course, a property dualist, substance dualist, emergence dualist, blah blah blah. Like you can have all of these types of dualists that will grant that there is a biconditional relationship between like the mind and like the brain, or like mind and sorry, like your body. But I'm just saying that okay, you can hold that position. I'm not going to say that that's going to be something that is like dumb or anything, but if you're making like that claim, right? Then you kind of like are saying that that biconditional relationship or like that mental domain is going to be better explained under substance dualism. And given the ontological economy, I'm telling you, I don't think that's going to be true. And that's why I'm telling you, you posit more entities in a sense of like when you say, well, this can be explained here, well, in a sense that a substance dualist can explain this biconditional relationship. But again, that's like the thing that we're kind of going over because you cannot actually explain via scientific domains and epistemological domains. You cannot really explain the set biconditional relationship. That's the whole contention. Like I'm just saying that physicalist, the mental domain is under like some form of ontological economy is going to best be explained the best under some form of physicalist view because you posit more entities and you posit less explanatory power. You like posit both in a sense. That's like the main contention there.
Okay. Okay, sure. So about the parsimony, I don't think what I said was that's parsimonious at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not positing any additional entities. It's akin to saying like we have like five, I don't know, spheres, and you think all of the spheres are red, and I think one of the spheres are blue, right? Like there's the same amount of spheres, we're just disagreeing on the properties held by the spheres. Um, I also don't think I'm positing different kinds of entities. I would be positing different kinds of entities if I said something like there are not five spheres, there are four spheres and like one triangle or something. No, no, no. I'm not positing that it's like a different sort of shape entirely. No, all of these things are physical substances. There are no such things as like non-physical substances I'm positing in this debate. What I'm saying is I'm not convinced that these things, or this thing, specifically the mind, can be explained by physical parts. Um, and that brings me to the explanatory power point. I don't think what I'm saying has less explanatory power at all. Because, well, I just don't think you can explain what you're talking about. Is there like an argument for why we should believe, given like current scientific progress and development, that the mind is more so physical than non-physical? Because I haven't seen any compelling reasons to believe that the mind, based on what we know about like neuroscience right now, is holistically explained by physical parts. I just don't haven't seen
Okay.
argument.
Okay, I think it kind of explain it. I mean, I would be willing if because I did explain it. It's maybe you didn't hear because yeah, I was talking for too long. So like if you want because it's midnight here where I'm from, do you just like want to conclude on this point so we can like um you can send it to somebody if you want and then I'll send somebody I want or we can like send it to a mutual person. So like
No,
if
I don't
that's
mind me
fine.
sending it to you. Like I'm not. It's just me discussing. But yeah, I can conclude. So
Yeah.
in conclusion, like I took like a property dualist position, which just this idea that the mind is sort of this property that flows forth from this sort of complex system, but isn't explained by the parts of the complex system. Um, and I basically just said that, you know, that's what I think the mind is. I don't think there's anything in neuroscience that can really explain what like quality and stuff like that, the mind, whatever. He brought up like three main contentions. The first was something along the lines of my argument's less parsimonious. The second was something to do with explanatory power. It's like I'm explaining less things. And I think the third thing he brought up was that this might be the same as the first thing, but he mentioned something about like ontological economy, as in it's more reasonable to accept that these things are
Yeah,
physical.
I did say that in a sense, yeah. Of course.
Yeah. And so I think I responded to this adequately. I don't think I posted any additional entities or any additional kinds of entities. I think we just disagreed on the properties held by um, the mind itself, whether it could be explained through physical things or not, which is less of an ontological issue and more of an epistemic issue, in my opinion. And so I don't know. I don't think any strong arguments was forwarded by either side, to be honest, to like shift goalpost in any sense. But yeah, that's how the debate went so far.
Okay. So yeah, I kind of didn't hear the properties part, so that kind of maybe fucks me up a little, but I don't think it's gonna be that big of an issue. So, number one, the thing that I was just bringing up, and you can agree because I told you the argument. Basically, the argument and how it went is that if we agree that there's some set of acts that is like presented or like explained via some form of physical processes, and all of that leads to a necessary being or necessary entity named that we name one, but it's basically just going to be the consciousness. So we are referring that there's going to be this necessary entity via physical processes. I just said that under some form of ontological economy, it's just going to be like more parsimonious to accept that given my view. Wait, give me a sec. Sachu. Okay, so basically, yeah, it's going to be more parsimonious to accept this, for the sole reason that I would posit less entities, and I maybe even posit more explanatory power, but we didn't really get into that. So the whole point is that the reason why is, given the scientific domain, and epistemological domain, mental property itself is going to be best explained under those views because, science and epistemology cannot actually explain the biconditional relationship under like mind being non-physical or like immaterial, and like that's like the main contention. So like in that sense it's going to be more parsimonious in a sense of explanatory power, but if he just negates that, which he did, you just basically then say that I just basically posit less entities or something, and you can get to like more entities. But the whole point is, even if you say, well, I don't think that what I said is going to be less parsimonious, well, in a sense is, because if I bring like the domains that best explain this under my view, or like explain this better on my view than your view, and I also like tell you the entities themselves and explain like how under the ontological economy this was going to be more parsimonious, then I am essentially like justified in believing this supposition to be like more probable. As for the second thing that you said about the properties itself and how you never negated that, again, these set of processes, one of the main contentions that I had is the reason why my view is going to explain this set problem the best, because you kind of questioned it, is because if my view provides the set of physical processes, it's going to be more likely that something physical will indicate something physical. I think that's going to be something that is going to be something that corresponds to the way the world is, meaning it holds some form of synthetic identity relation when we talk about what type of truth it is. And I don't think that's going to be something that is worse to say in a sense. And as for the other thing, again, it's just like you would kind of have to provide more evidence, or like you would have to provide like some form of extraordinary evidence that will lead us to believe that something physical will indicate something non-physical. So like, again, something that will explain like best the mental property in this sense would be some form of scientific and epistemological domain. The view that will explain it the best is again physicalism. So yeah, I think this was a very good conversation, and you did bring up very good points. I just think that you can add in that issue when it comes to explanatory power, and it kind of led to even the entities thing, so it was kind of easy to try to go on that. But overall, it was very good. I hope we can talk about this sometime more because I kind of have to go in like a minute. So yeah, it was very, very fun.
You're very cute, bro.